There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors, doing new things, because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. We're always exploring and experimenting.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Imagineers Disney Podcast. I am your host, Matt, and I'm joined, as always, by my good friend and co-host, Susie. Hey, Susie.
Hey, can you see me okay? Just out of curiosity.
It was a little fuzzy there for a second, but I think you're coming back, so I think you're good.
You're frozen. Not
was
like not like Elsa Frozen. No, you still are, but I can hear you just fine.
Well,
I
that's
just
good.
feel like that's on par with technology from today, though.
Yes, yes. So normally we do this show on Tuesday evenings, but we
Mhm.
had to do it today because I wouldn't have enough time to edit this week to get it up before I left on Wednesday, driving down from Jacksonville to the port of Miami to get on the boat. So my
Mm.
wife and I are going to go to Miami and get on the Scarlet Lady. It is the
Ooh.
first sailing out of the U.S. for Virgin Cruise Lines. So we're very excited. We're going to try it out, and I'll be able to report back to you guys on that. And I'm expecting great things. So different great things uh, from that cruise. So when I get back, I'll tell you all about it. So that is why we are recording tonight and not tomorrow.
Mhm.
So,
Hmm.
yes,
Yeah, you're still frozen. Oh, there you are. He can move.
I can move.
I
I
can
hope
see
I'm
him
not.
now.
Okay, so Facebook has been weird
What a
today. It's just
day.
taken down. Like it's saying that I can't stream to Facebook, but it looks like the stream is actually going through Facebook. So I don't know what's going on. We're just going to continue to go.
Whatever.
So,
Yeah.
so this past
So,
weekend was very big. We're just going to get right into it.
there's a lot to talk about, you
So
guys.
much to talk about. Disney World's 50th anniversary is officially here. It
We
started
survived.
it started October 1st, Friday, bright and early.
It wasn't bright.
No, that's
That's how
true.
early it was.
It was very much still dark. So bus transportation started, I think, somewhere around 4:30 in the morning at the Disney resorts.
That's when I woke up.
So it was insane. I was so Susie was staying at Art of Animation.
Yep.
We were staying over in Disney Springs. We didn't do a Disney resort. We did a Good Neighbor Hotel.
Mhm.
Yay, Hilton Points. And we got I'm trying to think. We were in the car at like 5:40. We got some Starbucks, and then we were at Ticket and Transportation probably 6:10 ish.
Okay.
Walked straight through bag check, got right on a monorail, and walked right in the park. We were in the park around 6:30. It went way faster than I was expecting.
Yeah, so we were about 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes or so behind
Probably,
you
yeah.
guys. We were planning on taking the bus because we stayed on property, but where our room was, we decided either way, okay, let's drive because it's kind of a long walk from our room up to transportation. And as we were driving up there, I saw the line, and it probably would have been 3 buses before we got on. So we just drove. Same thing, went to the TTC, walked right up, right onto a monorail, right into the park. Because as will be a theme throughout the night as we describe the weekend, there were like 3 places everybody was that day. Saving a spot on in the hub, in line for merchandise, or in line for merchandise at the other merchandise location, the
Or food.
Emporium, and or food.
Or
Yeah,
food.
so I guess 4 places. Well, we'll say 3. Yeah.
Ride wait times were very, very low, pretty much all day long.
At like 30 minutes was the max.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So yeah, we were in the park at like 6:30, and I knew merchandise was going to be bad, so we got in line for that first. Actually, got this shirt from our merchandise endeavors. I'm very excited about it. It's
Nice.
the 50th anniversary. Has the 50, and then Mickey Mouse,
Yeah.
and then Walt Disney World, and then there's the castle as well. So
Yeah, I love that shirt.
I'm
That's
enjoying it.
snazzy. Yeah.
Very comfortable. So, we there were some incidents throughout the day for sure. Some fisticuffs, as you put it, inside of the
So
Emporium
unnecessary.
over a tumbler.
By the way, that has been available for like a month now and will be available for sale for the next 18 months and is available online.
And is well stocked in the park currently as well. So,
And like my t-shirt is in stock at Disney Springs. I got this at Disney Springs.
so
So,
don't go to Disney World and start fistfights inside of the merchandise store where
mm,
you will be then trespassed probably forever.
God bless the cast members.
It's just not a good. I want to say this about the cast members. We're talking about the 50th anniversary overall.
Hmm.
I think the cast members saved the 50th anniversary
Cast members
experience.
found things out about 20 seconds before everybody else and just on the spot had to adjust what they were doing throughout the day to accommodate for that. And so they are absolutely the heroes from Friday without a doubt.
Every single cast member we ran into, they were smiling, they were just very friendly,
Hmm.
and they made the day. At least for me personally.
Yeah.
That's just one of the things that I took away from the experience on that day. So I will say this: Friday was a day that is out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Um, there were positive things, but there were some negative things.
Mhm. You wanna just
Mo
go through our day chronologically? So you guys yeah, I think you're going into it. You were standing in line and a major change happened in terms of merchandise.
Right. So they went virtual queue for the new merchandise, and I think that went fine. It depending most everyone that I saw that I talked to personally eventually did get a spot to go inside of that location, the Big Top Souvenirs,
Mhm.
to look at the day of the October 1st special release stuff.
Yeah.
I liked the collection. I didn't get anything from it. Uh, I was tempted to get the pass holder shirt, but I decided not to. But overall, I really like the 50th anniversary line,
Yeah.
especially the retro collect, like
Oh
what is
my
it called? The
gosh.
vintage collection.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good.
It's available in Shop Disney. It's also available though at Disney Springs in the co-op.
Mhm.
So check that out. We were shopping that morning though on Shop Disney and got one. It's everything well not everything because it's all a little bit of a hodgepodge. There's some like 70s style things, some 80s stuff, a little bit of like 90s flair. There's patches like for like a jean jacket, awesome shirts that have that kind of like faded look, the Mickey from like 19 like 85 style Mickey. It's really good. Highly recommend. I think that because we've seen the 50th merchandise for, the last couple of weeks, but when they came out with this, I was very excited. This is one of the best collections they've done in a while.
Yeah. I think another really big positive thing out of the day, so they came out with like 150
Yeah.
food and beverage items, special items for the 50th anniversary celebration. So, and it's spread across all of the parks and all of the resorts.
Hmm.
So it's literally impossible to do. And like, even if you're there for like 7 days,
Yeah.
you can't do it all. You're going to have to come back and try all of the new things.
Which is good because you have 18 months and
This is true.
we tried something new.
We did. I'm trying to think. I had two items. I got two items that were on the list of 150. So we
Hmm.
got the Dole Whip floats over at Aloha Isle, and I did the slush over at Pecos.
Oh, that's right.
So the my favorite one for sure was Aloha Isle. So
Yeah.
Aloha Isle has all tiki room inspired snacks and stuff, and we got the which one? So it was Jose, but I forgot the name of what it actually was.
Showtime.
Yes, Showtime with Jose.
Jose Showtime, I think. I don't know. It was weird, whatever it was.
But It may be my new favorite Dole Whip flavor. I'm just throwing that out there.
Bold.
It
That's a bold statement.
it was perfection. It
Yeah.
was so what it is, it's mango and vanilla swirl in the pineapple juice. It was so good.
And I did the other new one. I can't remember what it was called, but I had coconut Dole Whip and pineapple juice, and then it comes with a pineapple upside down cake pop.
Mm.
And that was absolutely delicious. And yours had, I think, a little piece of chocolate on top, like a little
Yes,
chocolate
it was
feather.
a blue feather. And then they had a third one that you know what? I'm finding this food here. There's the list.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long episode when our favorite things are gonna be done in the first 10 minutes of the show.
Yeah. Well, while I'm looking up that,
Yeah.
I did have the slush as well.
Yeah. So
oh,
yeah,
here
I
it is.
can
I found it.
okay.
I found the list. And Aloha Isle will be on the top of it. So there it is. So you had the tropical serenade,
Serenade, yes.
which was passion orange guava juice, so
No,
pog juice.
no. I had the coconut.
Yeah, but it also had coconut soft serve.
It was pineapple-y. Are you sure that's what I had? For the
Yeah.
juice. Whatever, it was good.
I promise. And then you had the pineapple upside down cake pop.
Yeah. Okay, that's what it was. Yeah.
So it did have pog juice in it.
Yeah.
It was pog juice, coconut soft serve, pineapple upside down cake pop. And then we had Showtime with Jose, which is the mango and vanilla soft serve swirled with pineapple float, garnished with the blue feather. But they did have a third option. I was tempted to get it, but it just looked really difficult to eat.
Oh yeah. We saw
called,
someone almost drop it.
It was called Fifi, Gigi, and Mimi, which are the three female birds that they reference in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pineapple, vanilla, and orange bump cakes stacked together, and it was filled with Dole Whip pineapple.
It looked like a teething toy because of how they
It kind of did a little bit. It was like a flower. So
yeah, watching people try to carry that was a entire show in and of itself.
Yes, and then you know how much I'm a big fan of the Country Bears, and right next to the Country Bear Jamboree is Pecos Bill's Tall Tale Inn and Cafe. They have a Bear Tracks slush. It was Barks root beer and vanilla slushy, topped with whipped cream, chocolate, and peanut butter pieces. It was good. Very, very sweet, but very, very good. It was a warm day, and that was a
very warm day. Yeah,
that was a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
So, really great items. They had problems with mobile order pretty much throughout the entire day.
Oh my gosh, mobile order was a disaster. General cell phone reception
So
that entire day, and I get it. Literally everybody is trying to post or stream or something in the park. However,
Wi-Fi did go down, and I think that was a double whammy as well. So Wi-Fi went down, mobile order was a disaster.
Yeah.
So as much as we enjoyed our floats, we put our float order in at like 2:30.
Yeah, it was almost 4:00.
And it was almost 4:00 by the time we got it. So there were a little bit struggling there. I will say, however, later on in the day, so for dinner, so we saved our spots for the fireworks. We had Casey's Corner, the hot dogs. I don't know what they've done to them, but they are amazing. They were humongous.
Y'all's dinner was just falling apart.
But it was so good. Those were some of the best Casey's hot dogs I think I've ever had.
And I went and had the plant-based, so the vegan crab cake sandwich from Columbia Harbor House. And
which is one of the new items.
It was delicious. It was really, really unique. And we placed our dinner orders about 2 to 3 hours before we actually wanted to pick them up, because you can select your arrival window like you can with like, Grubhub or something like that. And thank goodness, because I couldn't imagine actually placing that at dinner time and how long, it would have taken. But I think dinner went off without a hitch for
Yeah,
both
and
of our orders.
so and again, I don't think this day is going to be an indication of what it's going to be like for future days. Now,
Right.
Halloween or like major holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, that whole Christmas week, you really are going to have to kind of prep and plan ahead as much as you can and say, hey, like if you have a certain time of day where you're like, okay, this is where I start getting hungry, think about
Yeah.
that and then go into the app and go ahead and put your order in for that time,
Yeah.
just so that those time slots to pick up the food are still available.
Right. Because it became a theme throughout the day in terms of just a bunch of different things. So, Matt was there a couple of weeks ago, and like when Casey's reopened, and they were done serving by like what,
7.
7? Yeah.
That's changed though. So,
but you just don't know how crazy it can be, or what could happen there, or could have another day like today or like then, and technology just decides to go on vacation.
yeah, and what's concerning, and they're going to figure it out, but
Mhm.
I do know that capacity at the park on October 1st was 50%. So that means around 45,000 people were in Magic Kingdom on Friday. An average pre-pandemic, an average park day would be around 56, 58, somewhere around there. So it was below average pre-pandemic on October.
Gosh.
So, and then they had, massive issues with
Yeah.
mobile ordering and Wi-Fi. So this concerns me a little bit with Genie. Genie is coming out soon, and this is going to be integrated into that system. So I'm
Right.
just hoping that soon they will figure it out very, very quickly. I'm sure they will. They always do. But my best recommendation is just be patient. Everything will be fine.
Well, that was our entire plan for the day. So let's just hop back into story mode for a minute, because our plan was have no plan, just try to get through the day, say we were there, because that's enough.
Right.
We went live a few times, surprisingly, when the service was there. We just tried to take it in and roll with the punches. So when you came in, they gave you really awesome, like a little brochure with, it's like
Mm-hmm.
50th stuff, and it's laminated, it's really nice, little history on there. But you open up and it's a map of the park. So this was my first indication of, this is going to be a really weird day. I was expecting some type of list of times for shows or some kind of program for the day. No one knew what was happening, if anything was happening, and when anything was happening. So it
Yeah.
kind of set the day off on a weird tone.
If I may interject real quick, because you
You
talked
may.
about like the park map and all that stuff. I'm gonna speak about Patreon real quick
Oh,
because
yes. This is a very important thing.
this month we have we're doing a multiple item giveaway. We're doing a Walt Disney World 50th anniversary celebration Patreon giveaway for this month. So if you are a Patreon member, you are going to be automatically entered into the drawing that we have every month for our prizes. And this month we are doing a multi-item giveaway. So
Mhm.
we are going to have the limited edition park map that they gave away.
Mm.
We are going to have a limited edition poster from that day as well for the 50th anniversary.
Ah.
And then we will also have a 50th anniversary pin. So
Mhm.
it's going to be 3 50th anniversary items for you guys that we will draw on our next live show. So
Yeah. Now that I appreciated that. I liked the fact that it was a special map. I liked that we got posters as we were leaving, and they're nice. You can see mine. I've already put
Yep,
it up.
there it
It's
is.
actually
Very
got
nice.
some texture to it.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I'm gonna frame
it's
mine eventually. So
I have a few extra.
yeah, won't say how we got them, but yeah,
They're handing them
all
out.
legal, of course.
Well, the one cast member accidentally gave me like 3 when we were leaving for the last time that evening. Yeah, so we come in, Matt and Becca are in line, meet up with them, talk for a little bit, and then my mom and I decide to, oh yes, please go to Patreon. After after this
Patreon.com/Imagineers.
weekend, we we need support
Join our Patreon.
to pay for our
This is
therapy.
this is just for the information for those of you who are watching the show. Maybe you don't know that we have a Patreon. If you want in on the drawings, come join, and we do exclusive content for you guys each month, and we have the drawings. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. So come check that out.
It is a lot of fun. You know what wasn't a lot of fun
Oh,
was lining up on Main Street at,
oh yes,
7 o'clock.
I missed out on this because there was a delay in getting into the Emporium because someone knocked over a display of coffee tumblers because they decided to punch somebody in the face over not getting one.
So,
So
just kind of what we were expecting. But yeah, we were standing on Main Street just past the plaza. So if you're looking at the castle on the right side, and right next to us was roped off a little grass area part of the hub, and there were cameras and a chair, and it looked very interview-esque. And I was like, well, let's just stand here. Don't know who's coming out. And we could also see down to the stage of the castle pretty okay. And it was just insane down there. There was shoving and pushing, I heard and saw later, because no one knew what was going to happen. So if you look back at previous milestones, celebrations and anniversaries, there's some kind of pomp and circumstance. There's a dedication ceremony. They bring out past CEOs at some points, and we're thinking it's the 50th. I don't know what's going to happen down there. We can kind of see it. I don't want to enter that arena because we're also potentially going to be seeing somebody right here next to us. And Magic Kingdom was supposed to open like to everybody at 8. I was supposed to be open for resort guests at 7:30. As we know, that didn't happen. It was just a throng of people all
well, no, okay,
inside.
so it did. They did
Well,
do
it did in terms of being able to ride attractions, but in
yeah.
terms of entering the park and getting onto Main Street. And so the show started at like what, 7:15, 7:20, I don't know, somewhere around there. And they come out and it's Mickey and Minnie and all of their friends in their iridescent outfits. And we're like, yeah, okay. Who else is coming out to welcome us to Walt Disney World on the 50th anniversary day? And the answer was a bunch of background dancers for 90 seconds. And then they all went back inside.
Yeah.
So it's kind of disappointing. And I said, well, I'm kind of disappointed. Let's just stay here. Maybe something, we can at least catch a glimpse of someone at an interview. And sure enough, who waltzes into the hub area except everyone's favorite man himself, Disney CEO Bob Chapek, for an interview. No cheering to the people around the hub. No one's excited for that. Everyone was excited to see
Oh yes, of course.
the most important man and CEO in waiting, Josh D'Amaro. And he went around and took pictures and was signing autographs. But again, nothing on the stage, nothing major in front of the castle happened. And I think that kind of set the tone for the rest of the day as just odd. Because as it turns out, there was a dedication ceremony. There was a stage show. There was special guests and singers and Christina Aguilera. The night before, at a media and special VIP guest preview of Enchantment. So this was the topic throughout the day as to why don't the guests who pay thousands of dollars and their time and their effort and their energy and their love get to experience anything special. So that was a massive letdown.
You know what I have to say about that? Boo.
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 Were you looking for that picture the whole time I was talking just now?
Yes.
Boo, boo. No, it's really, I mean,
Yeah, it was
kind
a
of
little bit of a
hurt.
letdown. So
Yeah.
I think that was kind of like the theme of the kickoff was I can boil it down to missed opportunities. So
I can boil it down to just I feel like we didn't feel like we were important enough as guests to be treated to anything. Not even the CEO who can come out. And I know he would have gotten booed, but who cares? Show your face, say something, welcome the
look,
guests.
if Roger Goodell, commissioner of the NFL, can come out in the draft every single year and
Right.
take his booze like a man, so
Yeah.
can Bob Chapek.
So
That's
can
all I'm gonna say.
Bob. So anyway, that happened. Then we went and Matt went and took some pictures, did some video stuff. Me, my mom, and Matt's wife Becca went and got coffee. And the highlight of our day happened.
Hold on, just talk about other things so I can wait. Well, you sent that. You didn't message it to me.
I texted it to you. Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to like.
Anyway, I'll just keep talking. So I'll just keep going while Matt's pulling that up. After that, we got coffee. We hung out for a little bit. I believe this is when we separated, though. I think you guys went and did some stuff. My mom and I went and rode Haunted Mansion, waited 15 minutes. Again, the wait times were like 0 because, as I predicted, as everyone predicted, during the day, beginning at around 9 to 10 o'clock in the morning, people chose their spot for the fireworks that were taking place at 9 p.m. that night. And they just camped out all day. They brought umbrellas and they like barricaded themselves in under umbrellas and literally hung out there to the thing. Yeah. Hung out there all day. So because of that ride attraction, wait times were really, really short. So we went and did Haunted Mansion, and I think you guys went around and did some other stuff. And then we all took a break and went and got lunch at the Polynesian, which was a good call. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks. It was just good to get out of the park for a little bit and in the air conditioning. And so we went and ate at Captain Cook's, which was great. And
one of my favorites.
Yes. At which point my mom said, "Well, that's enough for me." I went back to our resort and went to the pool and just hung out the rest of the day. Meanwhile, the rest of us decide to eventually make our way back to Magic Kingdom, and this is when the day got
crazy.
Interesting. Yeah.
So let's backtrack because now I have the photo. So let me reestablish this. This is how this happened.
Let's set the scene.
So we're all standing in the hub. We met our no, this was before we saw David and Jen. I was just getting video.
You were just getting video, yes, because
I was getting video. I was getting video for us and also for our travel agency. There were probably 70 or so of our Travelmation family that showed up. So I was getting stuff for that. And they were like, "We're going to go get coffee." I'm like, "Y'all have fun. See you in about 2 hours."
It moved quickly. Maybe 30 minutes, 20 minutes for the whole thing.
Way more than that. You were gone for way longer than that.
I couldn't tell time. I was in such a good mood.
So anyway, I get this, like I'm shooting footage. I'm like, man, I can't believe they went to go get coffee. That was a dumb move. And then all of a sudden I get this text message from Susie with her, my wife, and old Josh tomorrow.
Yeah.
They met Josh and I didn't. I've met Josh before, so
okay.
Because remember he was Rise of the
I know you have.
So
yeah, he's a man of the people.
Man of the people. We love Josh.
thanked us for coming out, told us to have a great day. Maybe there was a wink involved. There was no wink involved. I'm not trying to start any kind of rumors. But I mean, really, everyone, he took pictures with probably, 24 people.
Hundreds of
Like,
people.
no, just there in the Starbucks line. Like, everyone wanted a picture. And so as they were walking by, Chapek walked by. No one said anything. He didn't say anything. Like, we all just ignored that. But yeah, as Josh comes in, who's the current chairman of Parks and Experiences, I believe is like the kind of official title there. Everyone wants to see him because he
The man.
like, he gets it. Yeah. He understands what guests want, that kind of Disney magic. And it seems like the people at the top don't.
So
Anyway.
So
that was a highlight. And in all seriousness, that was a highlight of the day. I'll just be honest.
Our Thai curry meatballs at the Polynesian at Captain Cook's were also great. The chicken wings were also great. Then we went back to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
And we recorded some video for our YouTube channel, which I will edit as soon as I can. But the original idea was to ride as many opening day attractions as we could and just celebrate them in their awesomeness.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. We wound up doing 2.
Well, I did 3.
Oh, that's right. You did.
I got to do Haunted Mansion, but together we did 2. We started in Adventureland working clockwise. And so we went and did Jungle Cruise. And
this was actually my first time riding Jungle Cruise with the new script and the new scenes. Love. I love the elephant jokes. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but the new elephant joke is so
very
good.
Funny. That's so very funny. That was very good. Yeah, it doesn't. That one won't get old.
No, that one.
Because there's so many different ways of doing it. We were talking with another agent later in the day, and their Jungle Cruise experience of the same joke was just told in a different fashion than ours, and it's great.
Yeah.
And then we waited like an hour.
Well, but then I told you what the cast member said when we were getting off the boat. You guys didn't hear it, but I heard it.
You thought this was so funny.
I thought it was funny. It's something I hadn't heard before.
He probably just made this one up.
He might have, but
that's what I think.
I laughed like out loud. And he caught me laughing, and he actually, I think, kind of started laughing a little bit too, because what he said was pretty good. So we were getting out about it. He was the one on the dock. And he's like, please watch your heads as you step out of the boat. Feel free to use me if you need any help. I'm used to people using me. And I laughed. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good joke.
Oh my gosh.
So
it was cute.
It was good.
But yeah, then we just waited far too long for our Dole Whip.
As delicious as it was.
That probably cut into us being able to do probably 2 or 3 more attractions, honestly. But there was one more we definitely had to do. So we cut over to Frontierland. And I'll let Matt tell this story.
Yes. We did the Country Bear Jamboree because there was no way I was leaving that park without seeing that show. And I'm telling you, and I'm not exaggerating, this was the best Country Bear Jamboree experience that I have ever had.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Great.
So one, it was packed. I'm not sure what the capacity of that room was, but it's full. It was full. And we started off by singing Happy Birthday to the Bears. The cast member led us in Happy Birthday. Everybody sang. And then the show started, and everyone sang along to every single song, clapping, laughing. It was just there are so many times at Disney World where a lot of things are shared experiences, and the memory of being in that room with everybody just really enjoying their time together and seeing the Bears and singing along, I will remember that for a long time.
Yeah,
then we come out, and then of course Big Al is on the balcony, and the character interactions with the bears outside with the COVID restrictions in place, where they just wave at you from the balcony. They're still pretty fantastic. So
Yeah, Big Al did a lot more than just wave. Big Al was really feeling himself. He was dancing. He was grooving.
Excuse me, Brandon, but we are no longer friends. He called the Country Bear Jamboree the Crappy Band Crappery.
Well, maybe he's never seen the hit movie they made about it.
Listen, if you're around for 50 years and you're still going and you're still drawing crowds, you're doing something right. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, yeah. It was fun. It's the entire point is that it's kitschy and it knows what it is and it doesn't take itself too seriously. Kind of like us.
Kind of like us.
So we did Country Bears, and then is that when you went and got your slushy?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And again, kind of waited a little while when the mobile order, but it was still very good.
And it was hub time.
It was hub time, so we got our spot for the hub probably around 5:30.
Yeah.
Ish.
Something in there.
5:30. And we mobile ordered our food. We held each other's spaces. We actually hung out with a lot of our Travelmation friends and family. And some podcast listeners were actually behind us as well. So it was great seeing them, but we hung out for like the next 4 hours. Just waiting.
Sitting there. Gradually getting fuller and fuller and less ways to walk.
And by showtime, the hub was very, very full. I was actually listening to Lynn Testa's podcast on the way into work today. And the travel agency that they partner with, the agency owner had been in their spot very early. Mm-hmm. And had saved a spot for him, but he couldn't make his way through the crowd. That's how packed it was. So he hung out in Tomorrowland and rode within like a 15 or 20 minute time span, rode Buzz Lightyear twice and rode Space Mountain twice.
Wow.
Like literally.
Yeah, there was nobody anywhere. I had to go to the bathroom. This was probably an hour. Before it started, because at 8 they lit the castle up, and then every 20 minutes they do this like thing with the castle with the lights and the iridescent, and it's very pretty. It's beautiful at night. But I went to the bathroom, and this was an hour before enchantment started, and coming back, it's just a wall of people. And I don't want to be that person, because I know there's people who are just like, trying to find a spot, and I was like, crap, I can't tell everyone I've been here for 4 hours, or whatever. So I'm just like, excuse me. Like, I know I irritated all of them, but you got to get back in. You're like swimming through people.
It was very
rough.
crowded.
Yeah.
The vast majority of the people in the park were in the hub.
Yeah, because when I went to the bathroom, there was nobody anywhere. I mean, I went over to the Tangled bathroom. Haunted Mansion was dead. Absolutely, pun intended. No one in Fantasyland. It was just deserted. It was weird.
Well, everybody wanted to see the brand new show, Susie.
Yeah, are we going to talk about it?
Might as well. So I'm sure a lot of you are wondering what our thoughts are of Disney's Enchantment, which is the brand new 50th anniversary spectacular for Magic Kingdom. No, it's enough for me. I don't know. I'm trying to think of nice things. Okay. I'm just trying to.
There were a few segments that were good. I thought the villains portion was great, and there's a portion that is into the unknown, and the effects of that were very good. The other 85% of the show, I take it back. I mean, those parts were the best part of it, but I could have done without them, because the entire flow and purpose of this show, I still don't understand.
That's true. It is kind of hard to gauge um, you know, we're kind of used to kind of storytelling with, to at least to a degree, with the
Yeah.
nighttime shows, and there didn't seem to be one. Um,
It's killing me,
this,
guys. Sorry.
it is a good show. I'm gonna say that it is a good show on like a normal. If this thing had come out after Wishes, I think everybody would have been
Oh,
fine
we
with.
would have been blown away. But we've experienced Happily Ever After for the last 5 years, which is a show that starts off with an original song. Then there's sequences of character montage and songs from movies. And then it ends with picking back up the original song, and there's fireworks and projection. This song, this show was the exact same outline, the same template, but like in a different font. Like
True.
it didn't
It was the
do
Comic Sans of Disney shows.
it didn't do anything Happily Ever After didn't do. There was nothing new. Um I just didn't understand why you want to celebrate 50 years of Magic Kingdom with a show that had nothing to do with Magic Kingdom, not hardly anything to do with 50 years of anything, because most of the characters were from movies within the last decade or 15 years. So it didn't feel like a culmination of anything.
Not only that, and this is the thing about, and again, I'm going to point out the show itself isn't perfect. It does have some flaws. I mean, it does have flaws. I mean, I don't think there's a perfect show out there
Wishes.
that's going to appeal to everyone. But this was the 50th anniversary of the most popular theme park in the world. The dream of maybe one of the most influential people
Oh, without a doubt,
of the 20th century.
the most.
And not once do you ever mention him. Or
No voice, no quotes, or
Mickey Mickey Mouse. I mean, it's the 50th anniversary. This was set up on a tee. Like it's a softball. You hit it out of the park.
yeah,
Like
it was
it's
literally like someone asked if they could copy Happily Ever After's homework, but don't make it obvious. It
yeah.
was just the same kind of thing. We talked about it after with the other agents in the area, and kind of everyone was underwhelmed. And it was the same. They could have done so many things. They could have set up storytelling. Each section is based on movies and songs and characters that fit a different Walt Disney quote, and that's the flow. Or the flow, someone said like animation throughout the years, and you can tell the story that way. But there was a lot of Moana, who I love. There was a lot of characters and sequences from Coco. Great movie. Neither of those characters have a presence in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. You know who else wasn't in the show?
Who?
Kenny Ortega.
That's true. That's true. This was their chance. 50 years, and you
Missed
don't
opportunities. Thank you, Spencer, as always.
gotta get it in there. Kenny Ortega reference somewhere. But in all seriousness, they knew this was coming. And I understand COVID. I don't accept that as an excuse. The entire country worked from home for a year and a half. You guys couldn't have come up with a better idea over Zoom than this.
Yeah. I would be curious. I don't think it's going anywhere, at least not now, for a while. I wonder if it will last 18 months.
I don't think so.
So there was
I really
a
don't think
fake
so.
image going out saying that Happily Ever After is coming back, and Disney apologizes for no, that's ridiculous. Don't listen to that. But
Disney rarely apologizes, and when they do, it's a big deal. This was a swing and a miss, and they're not going to apologize. They have to change something. But it was, if you didn't see Happily Ever After, you'll love the show, because it gives you the same kind of, the technology is great, is what I'm trying to say. I just felt like there was some kind of heart missing from it.
Yeah.
When the song literally says like, you make your own magic, I'm like, I'm paid to be here for you to make the magic, but sure. So
Yeah. Yeah, it left something to be desired. Now, you did see another show.
I did see another show, and
From
I
the
liked this show.
Mhm.
The next day, so quickly, because I know we're going on a kind of a long show tonight, but Saturday we went to Epcot. Very chill day. I didn't ride a single attraction. Did you guys?
Wait a minute, hold on. Let's see. We What did we do as soon as we went to Epcot? Okay, we ate lunch and then we did go see Voices of Liberty, and let's just
Okay.
I mean, come on, that's the best attraction there is, right?
It's not a bad one. So, but I didn't do anything. We got there, we park hopped. So we got there late in the after or mid-afternoon, probably around 3 o'clock. Met up with Matt and Becca, met up with some other friends that I know. Hi, Erica. Had a good time with them. What else did we do? We just kind of
8.
wandered. We ate. We ate at the beer garden.
Yes, we did.
I had never. Why are you messaging me during the show? This
Sorry,
isn't
like
very professional.
I'm trying to download photos that I should
Oh,
have
okay.
added
Oh,
to
yeah,
this
that's a great
earlier.
picture. Yeah, beer garden was super fun. I'm a vegetarian, and I had so much food. There's a lot of options, and the chef made me some vegan sausage, which was awesome. So just ask, obviously, if you have any dietary restrictions. We talk about that all the time. But I got to see the polka band, and they polkaed, they polkaed really. What? They played really good. I don't know. It
They
was
played the
fun. They were silly.
cowbells and the
Yeah.
glockenspiel.
Oh, yeah, we heard Edelweiss, and I almost cried because I absolutely love the sound of music. So I know that song very well.
Food
It
was on
was
point.
Food
It
was
was like it was very
delicious.
good. It was very good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so we waddled from there over to France and met up with my friend Erica, who had been on a VIP tour that day with some other friends. So she had a very full day. And then we went to Creations, the Creation Shop, formerly Mouse Gear. I saw a few other friends who were there that day. My friend from high school, Tori, and her husband, Travis, and their 2 girls and 1 on the way. So that was fun. And then you guys went, and I haven't experienced this part of
Mm.
Epcot yet because I stayed back in basically World Showcase the rest of the evening, but you got to go and see
Yes,
the iridescent Epcot
beacons of
ball.
light.
Beacons of light.
Beacons of light. So each park for the 50th anniversary has the park icon has a special lighting package. So we've seen Magic Kingdom. We saw Epcot on Saturday. Still have to see Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios. I've heard the Hollywood Studios one is awesome
I've
with
seen
Tower
some
of
of it.
Terror.
There's a lot of detail in
A
it.
lot of detail. But honestly, this was probably my favorite thing out of the entire opening weekend for the 50th anniversary was the special lighting package they did with Spaceship Earth. So I'm pulling up an image here. This is just one of the settings that they had for Spaceship Earth. So they've installed, they've done it the past few months, they've installed these LED lights like in between the triangles.
Yeah.
And then program them to do different lighting setups. They put it to music. I streamed it on my personal Facebook page, but we'll definitely put that on our podcast page as well. It's so cool to see. And like everybody is just stopped, either like just watching it or taking photos or video. It's just really impressive. It's beautiful. I mean, gosh, look at it. It's so good.
Yeah.
But
Love it.
one of the highlights for sure.
Yeah. So while that was happening, I hung out with again my friend Erica and her friends, and we had a spot right dead center at the front of World Showcase, where the typically, like, if you have a fast pass or the, if there's a special like dessert, whatever, for the fireworks and the nighttime show viewing. So we were right there. And I think I figured out why the center barge is where it is and the angle it is at. Um, because this so you can see it all the way around World Showcase. Otherwise, you would only be able to see the projections from either end, and it has to be a 360-degree show. So when you actually see it like in action, you can tell that it is like tilted some or something. I don't know how they do that. I did hear from some people in the group who were there the night before that there are still some angles that it is hard to see things as well from. So keep that in mind if you want to see the show. You may still need to get to a spot pretty early, but I thoroughly enjoyed this. I thought, I know there had been some like negativity online. And I was like, well, I was already disappointed by Enchantment. It can't get worse. And it
It is the better of the two shows.
Yes, and not just because the technology is great. The water features, the projection onto the water, and it's beautiful. The fountains moving, there's arms that come out. That's great. The animation that is projected for the different, because it's the show is songs and characters from the different countries that represent World Showcase, and then the songs from those movies being sung alternating from English to whatever language the movie is in, or just into a different language. And that was awesome. Merida gets a whole little section. I was so excited. I mean, everyone's there. Mulan, and the Mulan animation is beautiful. So the animation styles kind of match like the cultures that are being represented as well. So just going around World Showcase, of course, you have Coco. There's a very brief little bit amount of Frozen, for better or for worse. I was shocked there was so little Frozen, just because I know how much people love it. Mulan, Lion King.
So interestingly enough, my favorite three, I think, were the last three that they showed.
Okay.
So the France representation, very briefly with Beauty and the Beast, but then mostly Hunchback.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Coco segment.
Coco was beautiful.
And the Princess and the Frog segment.
Yes, so that represents the United States. It was just, the whole thing is just it felt much more cohesive than Enchantment, which isn't hard to do. But then, at the end, there's like the earth comes into a thing, and the fireworks were just amazing. Honest, I teared up at certain parts. I didn't know what to expect, and people were cheering. The mood around Harmonious was much more uplifting than everyone watching Enchantment. Everyone was so excited to see different characters, and the music is stunning. There's something special about hearing those songs sung in the native languages of the film, the location in which they're based. So I really enjoyed that. And then something very special at the end, because after Harmonious, the park is technically closed, but music continues to play. Projections continue onto the different screens and onto the water, and there's lights, and they keep moving. So it's kind of like a little show as you are leaving, just to keep like the mood going. So it's not just like an abrupt ending. It ended and then it kind of started up again. So you just kind of carry that feeling with you as you leave the park.
I'm kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum. I like the show's growing on me a little bit. I still feel like it's a little disjointed. The segments just kind of I don't think flow well.
Well, it's not a story as much as it is
right.
like country hopping.
A greatest hits album. And then I just really wish they wrote an original song. Just one original song for this show.
I didn't feel like I missed it, and I thought I know I'm the person who complains so much about IPs, but
Tomorrow is a great song, but
this just felt more like it actually was paying respect to the different countries more so than to the different move. I don't know. It's much better. It's infinitely better than Enchantment.
And like you said, there is like the show ends, and then there's kind of like a vocal tag thing that, in my opinion, kind of ends a little weird. Like the good night. It's like, what?
See, we didn't have that.
Oh,
I
maybe
don't
they
think
stopped
that played
doing it.
when we did it, because I was shocked when I turned around and then it started back up again. The barges are ugly during the day, but at night the effect really plays well. And they couldn't do some of the fountain stuff into the evening like they normally do, because there was a show at the American the little stage area.
American Garden Theater.
That's the name. So they're not going to have any music playing or the fountains going while the show is going on, which makes sense. But at night you don't see all the hardware on the barges. It's really stunning.
Yeah. I wish so if you watch the live stream that they did, they had the show and then it ended. They had the little voice tag, and then like they brought up Spaceship Earth and everybody oohed and awed, and like there was audible cheers and stuff. I wish they would have incorporated some sort of Spaceship Earth like connection within the show itself
That's
kind of like
that's fair.
bridge that. It's still not too late to do that. I think that's an easy fix. Just time it with the show and just make it one big thing.
Yeah.
And this is just a random thought that I had. So if you go back and look at kind of the concept art for new Epcot, there was kind of like a fountain feature going down the spine, like on the walkway, that kind of connected with World Showcase and the World Showcase Lagoon. Maybe eventually there kind of will be a connecting portion where you have the lagoon and then the new fountain and then Spaceship Earth, and they can play with some stuff with that show and tweak it a little bit.
That'd be really cool. That would be really cool, because it kind of goes back to what Enchantment did. And we didn't really see this because of how far into the hub we were, but yes, there is some projection down Main Street. And so it would be nice to kind of have that whole story continue and flow up to Spaceship Earth along that whole corridor. But I thought overall the 50th stuff in Epcot was better than it is in Magic Kingdom.
I would agree with that. So, but we will be seeing more over the next 18 months.
Yeah.
We are going to have, obviously, the Star Wars Hotel opens, I think, March 1st.
My gosh. Yeah. So, if you guys want to go, let us know, because reservations open at the end of the month.
Yep. Guardians of the Galaxy will be opening next year. So they haven't given a specific date yet, but it will be next year. So there are things that are going to be opening soon throughout this 18-month process. So the 50th has started, but it is very much not over yet. So I know we said kind of some little downer things today, but we also said some good things too.
It's not that they were bad. I just think
it was just different than what we
had a very different expectation of what the show was going to be. Yeah.
So, but absolutely go to Disney World, because I mean we still had a really great time.
We did.
Like in the end,
we joke, but we love it.
We love it, and I think it's more about who you're there with anyway. Yes,
and I'm a lot of fun is what you're getting at. Exactly.
Yeah, the rides, of course you're paying to ride the rides and see the shows and see the characters, but what is all that in comparison to the people you spend it with, the time you spend with? So of course I was there with my wife, and then I was there with you and your mom, and we were there with our travel agent friends, and we were there from other podcast friends like David Dollar and Jen Novotny, and just seeing all of us there and just celebrating together 50 years of Walt Disney World. It was a special weekend. I loved it. Had a great time.
I'm still tired.
I'm still very tired, but looking forward to going back here soon. So
I'm really excited to see what they've got going on at the other two parks, since did not have time for those this trip, but
Right.
yeah.
But we would love to help you come to Walt Disney World to celebrate as well. So, as you always, as you know, we are travel agents with Travelmation, and we would be happy to help you with your trip to Walt Disney World for the 50th anniversary. Just let us know the dates you would like to go by emailing us at imagineerspodcast@gmail.com. And we will get you a no obligation quote for your resort and ticket package. And we'll get you down here for the 50th celebration where you can see all of the new attractions, because we did do Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. That's now open too. We didn't mention that. And that's a fun ride, especially for the families. New rides, new shows, new food items. There's just a lot to do. So definitely don't want to miss out on this opportunity to check out Walt Disney World over the course of the next 18 months.
Most definitely. Well, thanks for a fun weekend.
Yes, it
That
was a
really
blast.
was, you only get to do it once. You only get to do Walt Disney's 50th anniversary one time. And as chaotic as it was, I'm glad we did it.
There was no place I'd rather be.
Correct.
So we had a fun time, and we hope you guys had a fun time listening. As always, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for being supporters of the podcast. And if you haven't subscribed, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you like to listen to your podcast. You can find us by searching for the Imagineers Disney Podcast. You can also connect with us on social media. Just search for the Imagineers Disney Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube as well. And of course, we have our Discord community. Are you doing a movie this Friday? I'm gone on the cruise again this week. So Susie will be manning the chat.
Womaning the chat.
Sorry.
Yeah. When does the Muppet Haunted Mansion thing come out? I feel like we'll do that if it's out.
You're
if
not
it's
going
not,
to watch that without me, right?
okay, I guess not.
I
You
mean,
can wait on that for a few weeks. That's fine. I don't know. We'll go on, and I want to see what I'll check. I'm sure you guys can comment and tell us too what some of those old spooky Disney Channel original movies are on Disney Plus. Like, I don't think Under Wraps is out, but like Don't Look Under the Bed.
that'd be a good one.
Phantom. I don't know if Phantom of the Megaplex is on there. That would be a good one. I'll go on and I'll see, and we'll chat in the Discord about what we want to do.
Town.
We did Halloween Town last year,
Really?
but I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah, Michael said it's out Friday. The Muppets.
I know Matt wants to see it, but then I'm out next Friday.
Ooh.
So
well, we're just gonna save it for Halloween, I guess. So I don't know. We'll figure out something, but we'll post on Discord and on Facebook and Twitter what we'll be watching this Friday. So
awesome.
Be on that. So cool. Well, that's gonna do it. What?
Under Wraps is on? Oh, we're doing Under Wraps.
Under Wraps is out. I don't know if that
100%.
means out as in not.
I don't know. We'll figure out. We'll let you guys know. But if it's on, then we're 100% doing Under Wraps.
Okay. Well, again, I'm gone. Let's see. So yeah, I'm gone Friday. But yes, so we will have a show next week. I'll be back on for Tuesday. So we'll have another show. It's going to be a great topic. In fact, we'll go ahead and tell you what it's going to be. So we talked about this. You just probably don't remember. Here's your prep, Susie. You ready?
Yeah.
Next week's topic. We talked about the 50th anniversary this week. We're going to talk about the 100th anniversary next week. But more importantly, what attractions do we think will still be around for the 100th anniversary of Walt Disney World?
And will Tron still be under construction? Find out.
Find out next week. So we'll tease the episode as we get closer, but we want to hear from you what attractions you think will still be there 50 years from now. How many attractions will make it until 2071?
Whew.
But until then, remember, friends, if you can dream it, you can do it.
There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors, doing new things, because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. We're always exploring and experimenting.